What's an American Muslim look like? Well, at least a quarter of us are African American. A third of us are South Asian. A third of us are Middle Eastern, and Middle Eastern could mean Arab or could mean Iranian, especially in this town. And so all sorts of differences there in terms of literally what we look like, the languages we speak, the dress we wear, the customs, the habits that we have. But we don't think about that. We think of this monolithic community as if someone like me, born in Pakistan, as if someone like Muhammad Ali, born in Louisville, Kentucky, as if someone like, one of the imams, for example, here in Santa Ana, is from the Cham community, this community that came out of the Cambodia, Laos sort of area. Completely different backgrounds, what we look like, what we talk like, how we dress, and yet we're all Muslim.
Right.
That we don't think about that. We don't pay attention to the varieties of being Muslim, even though we know the varieties of being an American. Forget about being an American. There's differences between Los Angeles and San Diego. There's certainly differences between Los Angeles and San Francisco. That's just within California. We don't generalize that to other communities and realize that American Muslims are just as diverse. And so part of it with the media is this idea that, look, I'm not asking that you make the next superhero or the next action hero or the next hero of your film a Muslim. I am probably asking, maybe you don't make the next villain a
Sure.
Muslim. And again, that's one of the nice things about being here in this country. There's no official state version of Islam. There's nothing that says that to be a Muslim means to be a Sunni Muslim, that Shia Muslims aren't welcome, that Ismaili Muslims aren't welcome, that Ahmadiyya Muslims aren't welcome. I was born in Pakistan. In Pakistan, as of about 1974, the Ahmadiyya community, which is sort of a heterodox community, was officially prescribed against. You couldn't be an Ahmadi and call yourself a Muslim. They were persecuted. They're still persecuted, unfortunately. Best case scenario, they're seen as this heterodox sort of community. Here, there's no law that says in order to be a Muslim, you have to fit into this particular box. I mean, think of Christianity. Think of Christian worship service, from Quaker meetings to Appalachian, snake handling, to high mass, to a Methodist service. Completely different ways of doing it. There's nothing that says that this is a Protestant country or this is a Catholic country. Now, in the past, we clearly had those kinds of tensions. And here in California, it's sort of interesting because California is more Catholic than Protestant, different than the rest of the United States, which is more Protestant than Catholic. But all this to say that precisely because there's no official state definition, precisely because the state doesn't say, we will define who Muslims are. Muslims are free to live out their lives as Sunni Muslims in the way that I do, as Shia Muslims, as Ismaili Shia Muslims, as Ahmadiyya Muslims. You have all sorts of LGBTQ positive Muslim groups here in America, whereas in other parts of the Muslim world you would say, well, how can you do that? You can't be gay and be a Muslim. That's impossible. Here you've got gay Muslims saying, yeah, but we are here, and we are Muslim.